The Fox Virginia News at 10 is next. Tonight, Charlottesville Police Department has been teaming up with other departments around our area to tackle some crime in the region. We have the latest on those efforts.
Plus, a bill ending legacy admissions to public universities across Virginia is creating a stir. We have reactions from UVA students.
And she was murdered in New York her freshman year of college. Now her former high school is honoring her legacy. We'll tell you how Tessa Majors is being remembered. It's 10 o'clock, time for your Fox Virginia News.
Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Ashley Brooks. We're going to come back to those stories in just a minute, but first, here's Travis with your Fastcast.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Almost a minute after 10 on a Wednesday evening, and I've yet to hear any complaints about today's nice weather. Probably not going to hear any either with temperatures today in the mid-70s, although technically we're still in winter time. And it really wasn't that wintry of a winter after all in Central Virginia. I will let you decide if that was a good thing or a bad. 61 right now in Charlottesville, 50s in Scottsville, Dillwyn, Madison, and Harrisonburg. 48 degrees in Standardsville, now 46 degrees in Orange. Good evening to you. Had a few clouds roll through, and there will be a few more drifting through during the course of the overnight. They are not the type to produce any rain, so I expect it will stay dry. Tonight, 46 the overnight low. We'll call it clear. Save a cloud or two or three. Then for Thursday, there will be more clouds in the afternoon, but it will be very warm. In fact, about 5 degrees warmer than today, as we should top out at around 80 degrees in Charlottesville. No record for the date, but certainly unseasonably warm. But days like this are going to come to a screeching halt once we get into the weekend as cooler air moves in. We'll talk about the cool down ahead in just a few minutes.
All right, Travis, thank you. Our top story tonight: in recent operations, Charlottesville Police Department has been teaming up with neighboring jurisdictions to tackle violent crime in the region.
Today, CPD, with the assistance of state police and Albemarle County Police, they executed search warrants on Stribling Avenue in Charlottesville and Mallside Forest Court in Albemarle County in connection to a recent shooting. Our Fox Virginia's Garrett Witten has more on this. Hey, Garrett.
Ashley and Alexia, one juvenile male was taken into custody during this operation. Charlottesville Police Chief Michael Kochis says the relationships that have been built between his department and others in the area have led to the arrest of people who have committed crimes.
They're dangerous. They're extremely dangerous.
2 individuals remain in the Charlottesville community following a shooting incident that happened in the 700 block of 6th Street Southeast on March 5th.
These individuals standing at a basketball court on March 5th, and somebody was going by on a scooter. They stopped, pulled out firearms, every one of them, and just started shooting randomly at this person.
Chief Michael Kochis with the Charlottesville Police Department says one juvenile male was taken into custody after the Charlottesville Police Department executed search warrants in the 100 block of Stribling Avenue in the city of Charlottesville and the 800 block of Mallside Forest Court in Albemarle County Wednesday. Police are still looking for 2 suspects, Eric DeWay and Zamir Jakai Brown.
There were a barrage of bullets. They could have hit anyone. They could have hit a kid.
Kochis highly recommends that they turn themselves in because he says one way or another, they will be taken into custody, especially with the help of neighboring departments.
Relationships are everything. It allows us to share information. It allows us to leverage resources.
According to a report, the Albemarle County Police Department has experienced a 6% decrease in calls for service over the past year. Lieutenant Colonel Terry Walls with ACPD says the department has also responded to violent crimes.
There is a lot of violent crime. A lot of that is gang-related, drug-related, and some of those cases were domestic-related. One of the key messages, though, that most of those were victims and offenders were related to each other. The general public shouldn't really have a fear of that crime trend going up.
CPD holds additional arrest warrants to be served on individuals related to this case. Anyone with information is urged to contact CPD. In the studio, Garrett Witten, Fox Virginia News.
All right, Garrett, thank you for that report right there. Well, a deputy for the Orange County Sheriff's Office writing a pretty hefty speeding ticket, 129 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. It happened Tuesday afternoon around 4:45. That's the evening rush hour. A motorcycle on Route 20 was clocked on radar doing 129 miles an hour. The driver was stopped, given a ticket for reckless driving, and a mandatory court date.
Also out of Orange, a truck overturning and causing a mess this morning. There were delays along Spicer's Mill Road as crews worked to clear that scene. The road reopened around 3:30 and officials are still investigating the cause of that crash. There's no word if anyone was hurt. On Friday, Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a bill that ends legacy admissions for all public universities in Virginia.
Today, Fox Virginia's Gretchen Stinger went on grounds to hear from students about what this decision means for the university.
After speaking to students at the University of Virginia, they say that this decision didn't impact them, but they wonder how it will impact their own children one day.
Okay, 20 years down the line, I have kids. And I'm like, oh, I want my kid to also go to UVA.
According to UVA spokesperson Bethany Glover, 14% of the class of 2027 is made up of legacy students. Tarun Dhanapati, who is a fourth year at UVA, says he looks at it from two angles. One as a first-generation who, and the other as a future parent.
As someone who didn't have a background in UVA, I thought, when I was first applying, there's legacy admissions, so I don't know my chances of getting in.
But he knows one day he'll want the legacy to continue. The new law means his child has to work just as hard as he did to get in.
If my kid was, just in terms of merit-based, was, intelligent enough and deserved to come here, he would get in, and that would make me proud.
Another UVA student says her application process was hard, which in her words made it worth it.
I had to apply 3 times to get in here, and if one of my parents had just gone here and it would have been easier, then maybe I wouldn't have worked as hard.
Fourth year Ethan Sorrell says this decision was long overdue.
It really just benefits white rich people who've consistently over time been able to go to better education institutions, and so it just kind of perpetuates people who have in today's society lots of privilege.
Vaishna Vitana says she thinks it's a good thing.
And now that you have more open space, if you're not giving these seats to legacy students by preference, there's more people that are willing to come and apply, and it's more merit-based now.
And Max Edra says he's sure a lot of people are upset over this decision.
I think a lot of students value what their parents did and grandparents did before them, so having the chance to continue on what they did is an important thing for them.
Reporting from grounds, Gretchen Stinger, Fox Virginia News.
The 2024 presidential race will officially be a 2020 rematch, Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. But the UVA Center for Politics says there will be some differences. J. Miles Coleman says in 2020, Joe Biden seemed like the best choice to take on what seemed like a disliked Donald Trump. But now Biden's approval ratings, they're way down right now, and Trump's facing multiple felony charges. Coleman says 2024 will see more like 2016 with 2 undesirable candidates. He says Virginia shouldn't play too much into deciding the race, but they're still watching.
If Biden feels like he needs to campaign or run ads in Virginia, that's probably not a good sign, because this is a state that went for him by 10 points. If he's in trouble here, that probably doesn't speak well to his position nationally.
Coleman says another difference that people are looking at this time around is the age of the candidates.
St. Anne Belfield School is honoring the legacy of their former student, Tessa Majors, with a new music recording studio. Majors graduated from St. Anne's back in 2019 and went to attend Barnard College.
Majors was brutally attacked and murdered in New York City in December of her freshman year. Our Fox Virginia's Felicity Taylor shares the impact that Majors left on the school's community and music program.
Tess would love this space. She would love it not only for herself, if she could have been in here. She would love that everybody has the chance to come in here and find their voice.
So hold my hand, I'll walk with you. Our class mainly focuses around getting students in the studio and learning how to do what they're doing in the industry.
We did a cover of a song, and we recorded it in the vocal booth and mixed it.
When I built the curriculum, I tried to build it with Tess kind of in mind. We are an open space for students to be themselves, but also to be able to learn. Because I know that Tess was always adamant on being your true self.
I think that it's really special to be able to walk into a studio and not feel like you're in school anymore.
Her spirit was huge, and she wanted everybody, like I said, to play along. She wanted everybody to participate. So there's this kind of a lingering way of being better people because we knew Tess.
Saying my thank yous to Tess whenever I come in here, because it's a great privilege to be able to be in here every day.
TikTok could face an uncertain future in the United States.
TikTok CEO responds to the House pushing forward a bill that would potentially ban the popular app in the U.S. I'm Connor Hansen with his reaction coming up.
Dry weather for the next day or two, some rain going to the weekend, and cooler temperatures to follow. Break down the 7-day forecast in detail right after this.